Hello and welcome to mycadsite.com, and this video is going to take a look at line weights and line types and line type scale. And really the first thing we're going to look at is line weight, and this is the thickness of the line. Just think if you were drawing this with a pencil and paper and you want something to stand out better, you might make it a heavier line and a thicker and darker line. And that's what line weights do in AutoCAD. So you can see this drawing here, it's just a simple part, and what I'm going to do is turn the line weights on so that now you can see what a difference it makes. So you can see, okay, these are the real objects and these other ones are representing something different, it looks like. Now if I look at this one here, this one should also be a heavier line weight. So I'm just going to do a match properties, and now it all looks the same. So you can just use this like icon here, turn them on or off, and it's easy enough to change from by layer or back to where it was. I'll just undo that. So that's pretty much how line weights work. A lot of times when I'm drafting, I'll just leave them off because it's I find it a little easier to look at, but it's really a personal preference, and in the end it's really just a display preference of how you want your drawings to look. Now of course your company you're working for, your clients, they may have specific guidelines and standards that will determine how your line weights work. But as you're learning, make sure you know how to work with them and change them, and you'll be good to go. The other thing we're going to look at is line types. Now if I click on this line and go to its quick properties, and I just got to bring this up here, you can see its line type is hidden to, but it doesn't look like that because the line type scale is so large. So I'm going to type in LTS for line type scale, and it's at 20, and that's too big. What it's done is scaled the breaks and gaps of the hidden line up dramatically. So I'm going to set it to 1 and see where that works. And that works pretty good. What I might do is make it just a little bigger and go to a line type scale of 2. And now you can see that just by adding line types and line weights, you can really make a impact on your drawing, and you can easily see with something like an isometric view here what a difference it makes from the original. So one other thing I'm going to look at here is I've got two center lines here, and you can't really tell they're center lines, they just look solid. So what I'm going to do is just select both of them and go to properties, and the line type scale is set to 2, and I'm going to set this to 0.5, and you can see there's a bit of a gap there, and let's see how that looks. I'm going to actually make them even a little smaller. I'm going to go to 0.2. And now you can see that they look like center lines a bit. And you can see how, once again, it makes a difference. It's not just a regular dimension line, but it is a center line going to a center mark, indicating that these dimensions, the 1 inch here and the 1.5, go to the center mark and the center of the circle. So that's pretty much how they work. Now what if you have a different drawing? Let's just take a look at this floor plan, and it's a bigger drawing, and you'll see that it's got phantom lines for all the electrical wires here, just kind of roughed out. And let's see, and you can see the line type scale here is 0.5. So there's really not much difference between a large floor plan drawing and just a smaller parts drawing. So if I put in the line type scale of 1, you can see how it's changed this line a little. Just have a look at this one. I'll change it again to 2. And you can see the higher the number, the longer the lines get. So if I go down to 0.1, it looks like it's solid, but when in fact they've become so small that the gaps are very small. So I'll go back to a line type scale of 1, and you can see them again. And when you're first working with this, it can be tricky, but just try a few things. Try zooming in like I had to there to see whether my line type scale was too big or too small, and you'll be good to go. So anyway, this has been mycadsite.com, and this is tutorial 4-3. And if you visit my website, mycadsite.com, you'll get a free AutoCAD course, no registration required, broken down into 4 levels that'll teach you AutoCAD from the very basics into 3D modeling and rendering. Thanks for watching.